This is the Hoka Bondi, the OG max cushion shoe. The original Bondi was launched back in around 2010, back when running shoes were really stripped back. So when a shoe like this came out, it really shook up the running world. Fast forward 15 years later, and these max stack shoes are more popular than ever. I first found out about Bondi around version 5 when I used it to run the Thames Path 100 mile back in 2018, and it was a great shoe for covering a really big distance. We're now up to version 9, which is the shoe I have here. There have been a lot of changes, a lot of welcome changes versus the outgoing model version 8. So I'm really excited to bring those to you today. As with everything we do here on the channel, I bought this shoe 100% with my money, so I can give you that completely unbiased, impartial review. Thank you to everybody that shares our videos, likes our videos, subscribes to the channel, comments down below on your thoughts on the all-new Hoka Bondi. Have you used the Bondi range before? Are you looking to get this one? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And also check out my website, benparks.com, where you can find awesome 5-star rated training plans, the best running hats in the business, awesome technical gear as well. Feel free to use code YouTube10 for 10% off anything there that you fancy. It helps so much and allows us to bring these videos for you, so thank you so much. Right, let's get stuck into the review, starting out with the differences between this and the outgoing model version 8. The Bondi version 8 came out around 2 years ago, and even back then it was in dire need of an update. We've got this all new supercritical EVA foam, much improved over the outdated compression molded EVA foam that was so stiff and firm before. This new foam is a little bit lighter, definitely not on the light side as running shoes go, but a very much welcome decrease in weight. And with that slight decrease in weight, Hoka have been able to give us a little bit more stack height with this shoe, so it's gained 2mm in stack height. We've got an updated design at the back of the shoe as well, still pretty firm, you can probably hear that knocking there, but a nice heel flare at the back of the shoe. Really going to keep that Achilles happy. We've got a new knit upper to the shoe as well, and unfortunately it's now £15 more expensive versus when version 8 came out. But that kind of was around 2 years ago, so that's inflation for you. Right, let's get stuck in to the facts and figures. Starting out with the purpose of the Hoka Bondi version 9. This is your highly cushioned daily cruising shoe for easy runs, recovery runs, and all of your longer runs as well. Plus anyone that does a lot of walking in their life, people working on their feet. Price-wise, this set me back £160 here in the UK. We've got a 43mm stack height and a 5mm drop overall. Weight-wise, a really nice decrease in weight here. The last outgoing model was 380 grams for me in my UK size 12. We're down around 17 grams now, 363 grams. So still a little bit on the heavy side. This is a neutral running shoe, and we've got a nice updated upper to the shoe here. We've now got this engineered mesh upper. There's a non-gusseted tongue, but it still stays in place pretty well during those runs. Midsole wise, we've got this really very welcome updated midsole. We've now got this supercritical EVA. This is actually the same EVA midsole that's in something like the Hoka Max 6. So if you're a fan of the Max 6, you're going to know what this feels like. Just a lot more chunky. There's a lot more of it in the Bondi. There's no plate in this shoe, and we've got that all-important, all-black colorway as well, which a lot of people look to, especially those people that work in any sort of retail or hospitality, where you want a really nice, comfy pair of shoes on all day. There are 3 different widths available. You've got the regular, wide, and extra wide. For me, I just got my regular version here. My feet are a little bit on the narrow side, and that worked absolutely fine for me. But if you have got wider feet or some super wide feet, definitely go for those wider options. On the outsole of the shoe, we've got this Durabration rubber outsole. Fairly minimal, but pretty decent grip using it here in the UK winter. Exactly the same as before. And the sizing wise, this was true to size for me. Just got my regular UK size 12, as I've done in pretty much every pair of Hokas I've got, and they were all good in this one. So your standard Hoka sizing. Right, let's get stuck into the fun part. We're gonna go through the likes. My first like with this shoe is just a really good update on the outgoing model. It feels lighter because it is lighter, but it's just the weight around the shoe is just better distributed. You've no longer got this outdated foam at the bottom of the shoe, and it just flows through the foot strike so much nicer. It's so much smoother to run in. The rocker's working really well on the shoe. If you want to pick up the pace, which is really what this shoe's designed for, it can now start to handle that pretty well. The outgoing model was pretty firm. This is still still on the firm side. We'll come on to that in a bit, but we've now got a lot more cushioning and a bit more of an engaging ride to go along with it. My second like with this shoe is just got a really good fit to the shoe, a good lockdown, absolutely no slipping in the shoe at all. It is slightly on the narrow side, so for me the regular one was all good, but as I said, definitely go for those wider options if you have got a wider foot. I really like the cushioning you've now got around this redesigned heel. The Achilles is going to be all happy, had absolutely no irritations or really any heel slip issues around the back of the shoe at all. Heel lock lacing working all good, didn't need to use it, but as always we test it out to see what that's like, so if that's you, you're going to be all good. Enough length with the laces. The tongue is a little bit on the short side, but it didn't cause me any irritations when we did that heel lock lacing. Casually, the shoe works really well in that comfort department as well. It's been a nice choice just to take out and about, running errands. The stack height is probably a bit too much for me in the gym. I like to have a bit more of a minimal shoe, but you can use this shoe in the gym. You can run to the gym, use the shoe in the gym, and walk home and go to the shops and do anything in the shoe. It's going to be really comfortable for a long period of time. What is quite nice in the gym is the platform at the bottom is really nice and stable, and that's actually my third like here, which is all about stability. This shoe is going to work well for anyone spending a lot of time on their feet, whether that's casually, working retail, working in healthcare, or you're going out for your long run. If you're going to be on your feet for a long time, this shoe is going to look after you really nice. A lot of people think your feet sit right up here at the top of the shoe. They don't. They actually sort of sit slightly into the foam. The foam actually sort of hugs you. Your feet sort of sit down in there and it sort of hugs your feet. Absolutely no sliding around here, no blisters, no hot spots, just all day comfort with this one. The outsole traction, just to comment on that, is actually pretty damn good as well. I'm not sure this shoe is going to be right up there with a really long lasting shoe. There's just not enough outsole on the bottom of the shoe, that sort of high wearing rubber, but it's going to be pretty good nevertheless. But as always here on the channel, it's not all about the likes. We're going to bring you those dislikes as well to help you make your buying decisions. Some of these are just a bit of an observation really, but the first one is this is not the softest midsole foam. A lot of people I think might put this on and think that's actually quite firm. Now some people might like that, but this is really not a soft, squish, marshmallowy ride, so I just want to point that out from the start. It does soften up over time, but if you're expecting that super soft, super squishy, plush ride, this isn't that. If that's the type of ride you want for your easy and recovery run shoe, then have a look at the New Balance More, or even Hoka's own Skyward X. They are really soft and squishy, but not everybody wants that. Some people just want a nice and stable shoe with a good amount of stack height that's going to offer a good amount of protection to look after your legs, and that's where the Bondi comes in, and I've actually quite enjoyed having that change, having that slightly firmer ride, and it's been good fun to run in. The second dislike, is it a dislike, is it an observation? You let me know. But I just want to point out, for a lot of people maybe coming into the sport, this is definitely not a shoe you're going to be running that fast in. It's not really meant to be. It's not what Hoka have designed it for. This one is all good for that marathon pace, that easy pace, that recovery run pace. Heavier runners are going to appreciate this max stack height foam here as well. A no fuss, comfortable companion for going out and clocking up those miles. Right, let's have a chat about some conclusions and some final thoughts. Do I recommend the Hoka Bondi version 9? Yes. It's fine. It's not amazing, but I think in 2025, a lot of runners really want that really soft, squishy, marshmallowy feel, and you're not going to find that here. Certainly not at the start. It will soften up over time, but this shoe is offering something a little bit different in the marketplace. I feel £160 is quite a lot for this shoe. It's not really offering anything revolutionary. It's just a little facelift to bring it up to date with the rest of the lineup out there. Is it worth upgrading? A million times yes. Please don't try and find last year's model on discount. This new foam is so much better for running and wearing casually and walking around as well. Who should buy a shoe like the Hoka Bondi version 9? Really someone looking for that highly cushioned daily shoe that's on the firmer side. People who want all day comfort, whether they're going out there walking, hiking, or getting out there on their long runs, and they just want a decent amount of protection from the activities they're doing on a daily basis. Next up, if you click up here, we've got a massive shoe comparison video with some of the most comfortable shoes that you can buy on the market at the moment. And if you click down here, we've got one of the Hoka Bondi's biggest rivals, so go and check out that video there. That's it guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Keep on working hard, keep on getting done. Let me know what you think of the Bondi, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.